Hello everyone, Matt from Model Minutes here, and today I'm looking at something a little bit different to normal. It's sort of a news video, if you will. It's a little bit looser, a little bit off the cuff. I've literally just discovered this company and I am so excited about what they've got to offer. So without any further ado, let's get into this one. So the company I'm looking at today is called Beacon Models, and these guys are brand new to the scene of scale modelling. I know some of you out there are probably aware of this new startup company, but many of you, I'm sure like me, are just about to discover them. So who are these guys? Well, I'm on their website here, and Beacon Models is thrilled to announce that they are developing a range of plastic scale model kits that will set a new standard of quality, detail and precision. They aim to produce exceptional kits for the discerning hobbyist. So what are they going to start with? They're going to start with some Battle of Britain themed aircraft. It's the 80th anniversary and they thought they'd make a fantastic collection in 1:144 scale. So a little bit of a warning as we get into this video. A lot of the images you're going to see are pre-production and prototype images. But that being said, they look absolutely fantastic. So they've got a Kickstarter campaign, and if you don't know what Kickstarter is, it's a site where you can pledge your support and get early access benefits or extra benefits. Basically, they don't necessarily have the funding to make these models right now, but you can help them get to that goal by pledging your support. So as it says here, their Kickstarter campaign is launching on the 18th of May. So when this video comes out, it'll only be a couple of days until they actually start their launch of their campaign. If you get in there quick enough, you'll get early backer rewards and you'll get some lower prices as well for the actual products that come out. So the first couple of models they're going to make are the 109 and the Supermarine Spitfire, possibly the two most famous aircraft from the Battle of Britain. So some of the images you can see on the screen there going through are some fantastic pre-production models that have been made by various modelers, which Beacon Models reached out to, and they have produced these samples. Scrolling on down, we've got a little bit of the artwork for the box, and you can see an exploded diagram there of the 109 kit. And in 1:144 scale, I've got to say, just by looking at these images, the detail is fantastic. I mean, they're going to give Airfix and other companies like that, Revell, an absolute run for their money, especially in a scale that's effectively half the size of 1/72nd. But they're not just doing this for scale modelers. They also think these are going to be fantastic for wargamers. So we've got a little bit of a sentence here. For the gamers, we've designed the kit so they can be easily assembled in a robust configuration that is suitable for use on tabletop gaming. So you've got mounting holes for flying bases, you can put the undercarriage up, and you can get bladeless propeller spinners. You can also get generic squadron decals so that you can mix and match and make your own aircraft depending on which game you're playing. So Kickstarter, as I'm recording this, it's a week before the Kickstarter launches. Obviously my patrons on Patreon will have already seen this video, but you guys should have a couple of days notice if you want to go and set up your support. Whilst I'm talking about my patrons, a massive thank you to these guys on screen, and if you'd like to know more, take a look at the links in the description. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Jeff72 to the gang as he joins the beginners tier on Patreon. Thanks guys for the support you give the channel. So, as I was saying, if the Kickstarter gets funded successfully in the initial stage, we're going to get some extra decal options with our Spitfire and BF109. So you can see here a list of different things on the screen. You're going to get a good selection of different decals depending on what you particularly want. I have heard whispers that the decals are going to be made by Cartograph, but I don't know how true that is, so don't hold me accountable for that. Obviously, all information I'm presenting now is correct at the time that I make the video, but things are subject to change given the pre-production nature of this endeavour. So let's scroll on down a bit more and we'll find out about stretch goals. So stretch goals basically are if you pledge more, so say for example, they get more money than they initially set out for. So if they set out for £10,000 and you pledge £15,000 as a community, they'll give you something extra. So the first stretch goal here, you can see we're going to get early Spitfire variants. So you're going to get the two-blade propeller and that's that sort of streamlined cockpit canopy. Get a little bit more for a stretch goal 2, you're going to get an E7 version of the BF109. Stretch goal 3, we're going to get photo reconnaissance Spitfire decals. And on stretch goal 4, we'll get the exported BF109 decal. So that's a Swiss decal set and a Spanish one. Go on a bit further, £65,000 there is what they're looking for stretch goal 5, and they'll get work done on a Spitfire Mark 1B wing set so that you can have a variant of different Spitfire marks in your squadron. And then following on from that, number 6, you're going to get 109E7 trop filters and things like that. Stretch goal 7, a few more parts to make a Mark 2A or 2B. And then stretch goal 8, we're going to get E1 wings added to the sprues. So you can have, again, a variation upon the kits that are coming as standard. But obviously that's only if we get more people interested and we push for those goals. And when we say we, I am quite keen to see how this pans out. I love a bit of a 1 to 144th scale kit. And I have already followed them on Kickstarter, but because they haven't started the actual funding stage yet, that's yet to be contributed to. So who are we? So we've got two guys here. We've got Will and Brian. And if you take a look there, you'll see that they have got a good amount of experience between them. So Will has worked with resin warship kits and this model company here. But Brian, on this side, if you guys remember Wingnut Wings, he used to be the lead designer for those guys. And I haven't built any Wingnut Wings models, but I'm led to believe that they're absolutely fantastic. So they're using all of this experience to bring it together and create some new model kits. Anyway, that's their website taken care of. So let's have a look at their Instagram if we can see any more images, pre-production images. So starting at the beginning, we've got this pre-production Spitfire CGI image, and to be honest, it looks really good. It looks fantastic. If we scroll on through, you can see they've got an exploded diagram of the different parts going in there, and it looks like there's going to be quite a lot of detail for the scale. I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever seen a cockpit with that much detail in 1 to 144th scale. What they're also hoping to do is create a vignette or diorama using these models, and they've actually started work on a dispersal hut, which I'm sure as the project develops we'll hear more about. Here's an example of one of those display stands with a variable pose ball and socket joint at the top. And then this is a pre-production sample. I think this was 3D printed to give an idea of the detail and the size. Here's an image of the 109. That looks absolutely fantastic. And then we've got a decal sheet image here as well. So it gives you an idea of the build your own squadron transfers. So you get a good selection of squadron codes, so you can put on whatever you think is suitable depending on which aircraft you want to do for your particular diorama, scene or wargaming. And then here is an actual photo of some test decals which they had back from the manufacturer, and these look really good. What we're looking at here is the 109, the different armaments that can be added underneath the aircraft. So you've got drop tanks or a selection of bombs. There's the tropical filter, as I alluded to earlier in one of their 3D images. And as mentioned earlier, the dispersal hut. So they've got a 3D printed version here, when it looks really convincing. This would be fantastic, not only for 1 to 144th scale model aircraft, but also for British N-gauge model trains. So if you're into that, this is going to be perfect for those projects as well. Another thing they're working on is this SS Jaguar 100, which I think is going to be a stretch goal. Right, so this is quite interesting. I know we've talked a lot about the Spitfire and the Messerschmitt 109. Those are the first two kits that are going to be produced. But are they going to produce any more? Well, the Spitfire and the 109 are part of the first release of kits. If successful, we'll then move on to the next round of kits, which hopefully will include the Hawker Hurricane, a Junkers Ju-87 Stuka, a Bolt and Paul Defiant, and a Messerschmitt BF110, all in 144th scale. After that, round 3, a Bristol Blenheim, a Heinkel HE111, a Dornier 17, and a Junkers Ju-88, which I think is going to be absolutely fantastic to see in this scale. I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever seen things like a Bolt and Paul Defiant or a Bristol Blenheim in 1 to 144th scale. I mean, I might be wrong, but I haven't seen them or built them myself. And given the amount of detail that they're promising, I think these are going to look absolutely amazing. What I particularly like is this image here, and I think that this Spitfire is going to be a Kickstarter freebie, provided that they can reach 3,000 followers before the Kickstarter launches. At the moment, they've got around 200, so if you guys are interested and you want to get yourself some free pilots with your kits, go onto their Kickstarter page and click that follow button. Sign up as well, you have to create an account so that you get notified when the Kickstarter goes live. And for those 109 fans out there, there's also a German pilot, which is also going to be included as a freebie if they reach that 3,000 Kickstarter follower goal. Beacon Models also has a Facebook page, so if you want to follow them on Facebook, then feel free. Pretty much it's the same information as what I've already covered, but it's another way to engage with them. So let's have a look at their Kickstarter page. So this is what it looks like at the moment. As you can see, 197 followers, so they've got a little bit of a way to go if they want to reach those stretch goals. So the first stretch goal for before this goes live is 500 followers, and you'll be entered into a prize draw to win a airbrush, a Harder & Steenbeck Infinity 2-in-1 airbrush bundle, and you get a pledge credit, which will be fantastic, so they'll know that you have helped out. At 1,500 followers, we will all get an exclusive signed art print as thanks. And as alluded to earlier, 3,000 followers, you will get a Kickstarter exclusive pilot figure with your pledge when the campaign is fulfilled. So how do you get involved? You simply have to click this button and sign up. Sign up there, and then they'll send you an email when it gets ready to go. Like I've said, I'm already signed up, so I'm looking forward to when this releases. I don't know about you, but I think it's very important for us as a community to help support startup companies, especially if we think that they're going to be able to deliver on what they say they're going to be able to manufacture. I have absolutely no doubts in my mind that these two guys are going to be able to do it, especially given all the pre-production samples that we've seen. And the only problem really is that these kits aren't available to buy right now. So if you want to see these kits come in the future, and possibly even more, who knows, they might expand into different scales as well, then make sure to show these guys some support. And with that, I think it's time to round this one up. In conclusion, there is a brand new company on the model making scene who are just starting out in 1/144th scale, but they look like they're offering quite a lot of value for that sort of tiny little scale with all that detail that they're promising. If you are interested in supporting them, take a look at the links in the description, let them know that I sent you, and maybe in a few months or even a year, or however long it takes for them to manufacture these kits, we'll all be able to build them together as part of a group build. Whilst you're down in the description box, please take a look at my other links to my social media accounts. Let me know down in the comments, which kit are you most excited to see, and do you have any suggestions for kits that Beacon Models might want to design and manufacture in the future? And please, 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 if you know anyone in the modelling community who has no idea that this company is starting to exist, please share this video with them. Finally, all that's left to say is a massive thank you to you for watching this one, and I'll see you all on the workbench again next time.